It felt like a real Seahawks Sunday as the team donned pads for the first time this training camp. Doug Baldwin sat out, but other receivers had good days in his stead. That and more observations from the VMAC. For the first time since the final game of the 2017 regular season, the Seahawks put some pads on Sunday for their third practice of training camp and did some hitting. As new offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer said, it finally looked a little bit like real football. In the good news department, there didn't appear to be any new injuries. The most notable new player sitting out Sunday was receiver Doug Baldwin. Coach Pete Carroll didn't speak to the media Sunday, so it was unclear if Baldwin had an issue or was just getting a Veterans Day off. Baldwin was on the field and watched all of practice. Linebacker Joshua Perry also sat out with an undisclosed injury. He left practice late Friday. The big-name guys who have been limited remained limited, such as Frank Clark, George Fant and Brandon Marshall. And the players on the PUP and non-football injury lists, including Ed Dixon and Dante Johnson, also remain out. With that, here are 5 thoughts on what I saw Sunday. Delano Hill got his chance as starting safety, but Tedrick Thompson might have had the best day. True to Carroll's word, the Seahawks continue to rotate the safety combinations, and Sunday it was Hill who worked alongside Bradley McDougald with the starting unit. Thompson and T.J. Mutcherson worked with the second unit, with Maurice Alexander still limited and Mike Tyson also mixing in, appearing to be used in a hybrid safety, nickel role. Thompson had one of the 2 turnovers for the defense, ranging to his right to make a diving interception of a Russell Wilson pass intended for newly signed Marvin Bracey on a play in which Rasheem Green blew past Nick Vanett and pressured Wilson to step up in the pocket. More on Green in a moment. Thompson also broke up a pass intended for Marcus Johnson. With no sign that Earl Thomas's holdout is ending anytime soon, the safety spot remains one of the biggest curiosities in camp. But don't expect anything to be decided anytime soon, as the Seahawks will want to get looks at all of their varying combinations. Rasheem Green, Marcus Smith and Jordan Roos appeared to have good days. Putting on full pads meant the first chance for the linemen to engage in pass rush drills. Dwayne Brown, freshly signed to a new contract that keeps him with the Seahawks through 2021, appeared to win his one-on-one battles with rookie Jacob Martin, as did Justin Britt with Jaron Reed and Poona Ford. 2 guys who stood out to me were Green, a third-round pick out of USC, and Roos, a second-year guard. This was the first day I felt like I really noticed Green at all. Green and Roos were paired against each other twice in a row. On the first play, Green blew past Roos, and on the second, Roos appeared to get the win. Paired up later against Skylar Phillips, Green had another nice rush. And Roos later held up Marcus Smith, though Smith also had a couple of nice rushes, including one speeding Isaiah Battle around the corner. Smith also had a sack, touching the QB down, during a team session. The one-on-ones often bring out the tempers. But on this day, there were no fights of any kind. Also worth noting is that the offensive lines have been consistent so far, with Brown, Britt, Jermaine Ifedi, Ethan Pochik and DJ Fluker as the starting 5. Fluker was limited Sunday and was often replaced by Willie Beavers at right guard. The No. 2 line has also been consistent, going right to left: Isaiah Battle, Beavers, Joey Hunt, Roos and Jamarco Jones. George Fant and Reese Odiambo were in uniform but did not take part in any team drills. Fant worked for a while on a side field with Clark, who also did some individual work but none of the full contact stuff. Perfect kickers in your daily kicker update. Sebastian Janikowski and Jason Myers each went 4 for 4, each making a kick during a 2-minute drill and each making all 3 of their kicks during the regular field goal session, each from 33, 43 and 53 yards. John Ryan held for Janikowski while Michael Dixon held for Myers. Each had the same snapper as Tanner Kerr, who was waived the day before, meaning Tyler Ott is apparently assured of being the snapper. Nice day receiving for Moore, Reynolds. With Baldwin out, some of the younger receivers got some more run with the starting unit. Moore was often paired with Tyler Lockett and Jaron Brown in the starting three receiver sets. Moore, a seventh-round pick a year ago, has been one of the early standouts and had another nice day. Reynolds, who typically lines up in the slot, made his presence known catching a TD pass from Wilson to conclude one of the two two-minute drills. Both were cited by Schottenheimer for their play Sunday. Shaquem Griffin forces a turnover, plus a few other odds. Fannett is typically working as the starting tight end with Ed Dixon out, but he had a couple of struggles with pass protection and the fumble on Sunday. Other than the aforementioned safety rotation, nothing really stood out in terms of the depth chart. But it's worth noting that when the Seahawks were in a non-2-minute offense, the starting tailback was Chris Carson, followed by first-round pick Rashad Penny. When the Seahawks were in their 2-minute offense, the first tailback and was C.J. Prosise, followed by Penny. Tyler Lockett had a nice catch for a TD in a red zone drill and is far ahead of where he was this time a year ago, when he was still being eased back in following the broken leg late in the 2016 season. As should be expected of a rookie QB, Alex McGough has been a little hit and miss. On one play Sunday he had two receivers open, Johnson and tight end Jaron Ham, Johnson breaking all alone down the sideline, on what appeared to be a blown coverage by Mutterson, and Ham in the middle of the field. Hitting Johnson would likely have been easier, but McGough went to him but overthrew the pass. On another occasion, though, McGough threw a nice back shoulder fade pass to Demore Stringfellow for a completion on the sidelines. Sunday was also the most I noticed former UW tight end Will Dissly. He had about a 7-yard gain on a catch from McGough during a 2-minute drill and also appeared active blocking in the run game.